Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm checking out a family film from 2011. That movie is Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. Subtitles on these movies are getting worse, man. I honestly thought that the Squeakquel was pretty bad, but Chipwrecked? That's a little bit worse, and I've seen the subtitle of the fourth film. Yeah, the subtitles get progressively worse as this series goes on. Anyway, a little bit of a recap of the previous films. The first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie surprised me by actually being kind of sort of watchable. It wasn't great, but it was certainly worth checking out once. The second one was had such massive drop in quality, it almost fucking hurt. I'm hoping for Chipwrecked here to kind of sort of have a qualitative rebound and maybe be a little bit watchable again. And it fucking well better, because, god damn it, it can't be as bad as the second one, right? There's no way in hell it can be that bad. There's no... I am right in kind of assuming that, right? There's no way it'll be as shallow and lifeless and shit as the second one, right? Please, dear God, tell me it's not as shallow. You know what? The only way I'm going to find out, guys, if this thing's got any redeeming merit at all, is if I shut up and I push play. And as much as I don't want to, I'm going to do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. You know what the saddest part about this is, guys? This is a terrible remix of Congo by Miami Sound Machine. I actually like that song. But the remix, combined with the Chipettes' horrendous singing, has murdered that fucking song. God damn it, this movie has just started, and I've been treated to nothing but bullshit in terms of music, and god damn it, I really want this movie to end right fucking now, and I know I've got about 75, 80 minutes left? This is gonna fucking suck, man. Okay, I have a bit of a stupid question. So, we've established that they're in the middle of a mango, grove, or grove of mango trees. I understand it was hard to just find this one. I don't know why the Chipmunks and the Chipettes would fight over this one. If you found one, there's obviously more in the fucking trees. It wouldn't even be a huge hassle if they'd all just climb up, split up, and just try to find more fucking mangoes. This entire scene serves no fucking purpose. But then again, that kind of sort of sounds like par for the course for this entire fucking film. Nothing in this thing has been worth anything. This movie is such a fucking waste, man. This is far worse than I could have ever imagined, and I'm counting down the seconds. I don't do that this early in most movies, man. God, this is fucking torturous, though. They really made a double rainbow reference. Sweet, gentle... fuck. You guys have no idea how much I just want to shut this fucking movie off and pretend I never even started it. But you know what? I've gotten this far. I'm not going to let this turd beat me. I'm going to finish it. And then, I'm probably going to break down and cry. That's how bad this fucker is, guys. And god damn it, I can't wait for it to end. Alright. Hang on. I understand when Simon was bit by that fucking spider, he was listing off all of the side effects. And I know he mentioned a personality change, and we had to deal with that stupid shit for like the past 45 minutes or so. There was nothing about short-term memory loss, though, just a change in personality. There's no reason for Simon to not know anything about what he's done these past 45 minutes or so. I mean, yeah, sure, it was kind of funny when Simon in his, French fucking in his little French persona had no idea who Dave was and all of that shit. But still, it didn't make any sense. There was no hint of memory loss. This sort of lazy writing is just making a painfully shit movie and making it fucking worse. God, just fuck this movie, man. Well, guys, that was Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. God, fuck off. Alright. Well, before I get started with this movie, I have two things to say. First one, I was going to cover this. No, fuck that. This is the last Chipmunk movie I'm fucking covering for this series. Holy shit. So, yeah, I'm out about $2. $2 I spent on that piece of shit. Oh well, I'll deal. Holy hell. Alright, so, wanted to get that out of the way. I'm not wasting the time on the road chip, because Chipwrecked was bad enough. That's point one. Point two, I want to make this abundantly clear. All of the faults I am about to levy against this film, and my fucking god, there's going to be a bunch. I could easily discount every single one of them by saying, but the movie is obviously for kids, and kids are not going to give a shit. So, I want to make that point abundantly clear. This franchise started out as a family film. I know for a fact that, like, the first film was totally a family movie. This third one, totally in the realm of children's film. There's nothing here for anyone over the age of 6 to really get into. So, if you have kids who are under the age of 6, they're gonna love it. If they ask you to watch it with them, you're gonna hate this. Let's try to discuss that. Alright, so, I kind of had a feeling when the plot synopsis essentially was the Chipmunks, the Chipettes, Dave, and Ian are all stranded on an uncharted desert island. I kind of figured we were going to be just slammed with a ton of the, on just all of the fucking, like, deserted island tropes made popular in shitty shows like Lost and halfway decent shows like Gilligan's Island. I wasn't expecting them to run through the entire fucking checklist of tropes and cliches that come with being shipwrecked on a desert island. But my god, they hit every single one of them. We had them foraging for food, we had them trying to build shelter, we had them trying to make a fire, had them, fighting over coconuts and mangoes. We had a plot point involving a lost fucking treasure. We had an active volcano on the fucking island. Just everything and anything. Writing fucking messages out in stones on the beach and hope that somebody sees it. They hit every single one of these, and not a single fucking one was done in an interesting fashion or in an entertaining fashion. They basically were just running through the checklist of bullshit you do when you do a story about being lost on a desert island. And they didn't do anything with it. It's the same boring, tired horse shit. Oh, and, of course, somebody has to have a personality change because of either getting clocked on the head or, in the case of this film, spider venom. So, Simon gets bit by a spider, and overnight he transforms into this French-speaking wild man who just wants to go bungee jumping and, just do a bunch of other insane, reckless bullshit. And apparently Venom also causes his memory to get completely wiped, so that way, when he finally reverts back to his regular persona, he has no fucking clue what the hell he's been doing over the last couple of days, which doesn't make a lick of sense, because even when he himself was going through all the side effects of this fucking spider bite, memory loss was not amongst them. I don't remember him mentioning memory loss. And yet they try to play that up so that way nobody knows where in the hell this fucking treasure is, so now they have to go on this active search to try to find fucking Jeanette, who's been kidnapped by the only other person on the island who has been there for 10 years trying to find this fucking treasure, and everybody thought that she was nuts and blah blah blah, and of course the fucking volcano is starting to go off, and it's just, and I'm probably making this shit sound really interesting, but oh god, it's not. You could have given the script to you could have given the outline of this thing to somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing. They might have concocted something decent. unfortunately, we have this lazily done, cliched, bullshit script, and there's nothing entertaining there. Now, mind you, I'm just going to stress this one more time. Adults are going to see through all of that, and they're going to see all of the cliche and all the other bullshit, and they're going to just absolutely loathe this thing. But 6-year-olds are not going to give a shit, because 6-year-olds are just, giggling at the idea of talking chipmunks. So, at least since its target audience is now solely within the realm of children, at least children are probably going to enjoy the shit out of this thing. Anyway, I could totally go on about writing. I could talk about how just there really is no plot until the fucking treasure thing comes up, and then even then the whole subplot involving treasure, and it's not even the main plot, it's fucking subplot, is basically touched on, dealt with, and cleaned out within 10 minutes. There's literally no build-up. There's nothing there outside of Zoe. Zoe is fucking bonkers, and she needs somebody to go down there and collect the fucking treasure because she can't break through stone. Anyway, as much as I'd love to go even deeper into the realm of writing and just rail against this son of a bitch, I've got other things I need to discuss. Amongst those other things, let's talk about the acting. For the third straight film, David Cross and Jason Lee are definitely turning in at least passable performances, which is stunning considering the horrific script that was given to them and the lack of character that they are given. I'm gonna hit on that on writing. I need to speak on character depth. Because, goddammit, that first film actually tried to develop the characters. We actually got to see Dave and the Chipmunks and Ian all fucking develop over the course of the first film. Then the second film sort of chipped away a whole lot of that, and the characters felt shallow. Now, they have no personality to speak of. They basically are the most default stock versions of these characters you could ever have, and any and all character depth and character development that was picked up across the first two films are completely fucking gone. Oh my God. So back to acting. Jason Lee and David Cross, good job. Those two know how to act, though, and they can fucking make almost anything work. The rest of our cast, what little cast this movie has, all suck. Of course, that's because we have our fucking chipmunks who, even the one who was doing a passable job in the first one, gave up in the second, and our chipettes still don't know the first thing about acting. So, we've got two people who try no matter what script is given to them, 6 actors whose voice work is pathetic at best, and then we have Zoe. I don't know who the fuck played Zoe. I don't care, and neither did she. She didn't put in the slightest fucking effort. So every single time that we see her on camera, a little bit of me died because I knew it was just going to be a vacuum of just bullshit. It was going to suck all the fun and all the everything that could have been built in that scene out, because that bitch's bad acting is so frickin' terrible. It literally just sort of sucks all talent inwards until you're left with a vacuous, empty mass of fucking nothing. Yes, guys, the acting in this thing was terrible, but I'm not going to blame the cast. I never blame the cast when the script is this bad, because most actors are not willing to try if you shovel bullshit in front of them and expect them to make it work. So fuck the writers for not giving our minimal cast anything to fucking work with, especially when 6 of them have already shown that they can't. 5.5. I'm still sort of pissed about the fact that Jesse fucking McCartney showed promise in the first film and has given up all hope across the sequels. So fuck the writers for not giving the cast anything to fucking work with. And the fact that our actors kind of sort of lazed fucking through it and phoned in most of it, I guess I was kind of sort of expecting that. Music, always the stumbling block in these films. well, one of the numerous stumbling blocks as of this point, but music has always been a bit of a bugbear with me in this series, because besides the fact that the song choice usually is kind of shit, it's then hampered further by horrendous auto-tuning and pitch shifting to make our studio singers sound a little bit like the actors they're filling in for, and to also try to make it sound like they're singing. I will say that the song choice here is at least halfway decent. There actually are a couple of really good songs selected. Some of those are even actually auto-tuned enough where the song is almost tolerable. There are even covers of shitty pop songs in this thing where the auto-tuning almost worked. Took them 3 fucking movies to get that part going. Unfortunately, there's still a bunch of songs, though, where trying to pitch shift and auto-tune these singers just makes the whole thing sound terrible, and then we have remixes of decent songs absolutely raped by the fact that the remix sucks and that the singing is even worse. I know that I'm not a pop fan, so I can't really voice much on music, except it should have, by all rights, been fucking better, because I still remember when the Chipmunks were decent back in the 80s. Oh, how times have changed. Special effects. Our special effects have gotten worse. Once more, for the second straight film, we've gotten shittier CG. And it's not just our chipmunk models getting fucking simplified and there's less detail in all of the fur and the markings and all of that shit, but it's also the fact that there's a whole lot of green fucking screen when they're on the island, especially this one natural bridge. It was just basically, it was basically like a fallen over tree. You can tell it's actors in front of a blue screen or in front of a green screen, and it looks like shit. And they do so many scenes there that it becomes incredibly noticeable very, very fast, and they don't bother to fucking fix it. And not only that, but we also have the problem of actors attempting to interact with the chipmunks, and damn it, none of them know how. The closest we have to any kind of decent fucking interaction between real actors and our CG chipmunks or when Dave has to cradle a couple of them when he finds them on the island. And Jason Lee just had to hold his hands right here, and the CG modeler just simply had to put the fucking chipettes, or the chipmunks, whichever one was in that scene at that time, essentially in his fucking hands, and it worked. But that honestly is like the easiest shit you could ever do. If there's any kind of complex movement, such as when the chipmunks are bouncing off of people's shoulders and shit when they're on the fucking cruise ship, oh, that looks terrible because the actors who are supposed to have like Alvin like bouncing off of their shoulder are reacting like 2 seconds after Alvin has already left their goddamn shoulder. But that honestly is more the fault of the CG modeler not timing everything right, and it just looked like shit. You know, guys, it's really sad. You would think that with each passing sequel and with potentially bigger budgets from film to film that you would at least have constant CG, but they don't have that. Things have gotten cheaper, things have gotten uglier, and it's so noticeable now. I mean, it was kind of noticeable in the second film, but here it is such a shocking downgrade from the shit we saw in the second film in terms of CG. It's almost fucking depressing, okay? Once more, I can at least praise the technicals. Camera movement and lighting in most scenes are done incredibly well. Our sound mix is competent when they're not trying to auto-tune our shitty studio singers to make them sound decent. You know, so at least I can grant them that. However, as I have stated, when the only real positive you have is 2 actors and all of your technicals, that still leaves you with a big mountain of horse shit that was your movie. So am I able to recommend Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked? No. Unless you have kids, and they have to be real fucking young. I'm talking like 6 years old. Your fucking 6-year-old kids, well, 6 years and younger, are gonna love this thing, because it's just more shiny bullshit involving talking chipmunks, and they're gonna absolutely adore that. But you, on the other hand, are probably going to have a hard time getting through it, and you're probably going to fall the fuck asleep, or you're just going to leave the room and have a good stiff fucking drink while your kids enjoy it. And again, that is so sad, because the first film was very solidly locked into family film. It had stuff that everybody, children and fucking adults, could both just get into and love. Second film started to drift more into just being a kid's film. There was less shit there that was more for the fucking adults. It was less shit that was going to have friggin' like adults interested. And here, all of that has been completely stripped away. We're down to simple, full-blown kiddie film, and that's fine for kids. But for the rest of the world, it leaves an empty, shallow, torturous mess. So, no, I cannot recommend it unless you have kids, and even then, it's best to just let the kids watch it alone. My fucking God. You know, guys, when I put this thing on the Amazon wish list, I thought, oh, you know, these three movies are probably just going to be kind of shit, and it's not going to be that bad. And then the first movie gave me all that hope, because it was watchable, it was decent. Then 2 and 3 came and shit the fucking bed in probably the worst way I've seen. I have not seen a quality drop in sequels this bad ever. So that's why I'm not wasting the time on the fourth film. I may have wasted $2 buying it. I am not wasting the 90+ minutes fucking watching it. I'll find something else to cover that part of the schedule. God knows I have plenty of options. Now, the Alvin and the Chipmunks trilogy did come off the Amazon wishlist. The person who sent it in was Daniel. You can find his Instagram page at instagram.com/KimJ1990. Daniel, I thank you. I was genuinely curious about all three of these. I'm still beyond shocked that the first one was at least watchable. I'm even more shocked at the quality drop between each film to the point where the third one is borderline unfucking watchable. But I would not have known any of that if you hadn't have sent these in, and for that I thank you. You're fucking awesome, dude. Once more, that is instagram.com/KimJ1990. Jesus heavenly God. I'm gonna go find something else to watch. I don't care what. Fucking hell. Let me just scan my Blu-ray collection here. Goddamn, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be fucking something. Lilo and Stitch. Perfect. I've got fucking Lilo and Stitch. I've got a shitload of Disney movies. I'm just gonna start with Lilo and Stitch, and I'll just kind of work my way through a bunch of my Disney films, because I came into this expecting a family film. I got a shitbag kiddie film. It's time for me to sort of go find some good family films, and I think Disney's a good place to fucking start. Anyway, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.